Hello again. This time I've got an airsoft pistol. This is a replica of a Smith & Wesson M&p9. This is an airsoft replica which fires 6mm plastic BBs, and it's made in Taiwan by Cybergun, and I believe Cybergun is owned by the air rifle makers SMK. Now then, let's have a look at the pistol. Well, to begin with, let's have a look at the markings, because you know what I'm like, I like to look at the markings on these things. So we can see here we've got the M&p logo right there, as well as right there. I can't actually focus on this because of the setting that I'm using, but it's got the military and police logo there from S&W, and the Smith & Wesson logo right there. And if we turn the gun around, we've got similar markings here, military and police, as well on the slide, Smith & Wesson Springfield MA USA. We've also got a serial number. I don't know if that's a unique serial number or if they all have the exact same number, couldn't tell you. As well as a little pentagon right there with the letter F. Now that's for the German market as far as I'm aware, to basically say this is an unrestricted firearm that anyone over 18 can buy. That's the same here in the UK, only requirement is you're 18. Now if you want it in the proper colours, you're going to have a reason, such as being a registered airsoft skirmisher, or you know, you're serving your crown duties or some nonsense like that. I don't have any reasons, which is why you see this blue paint on it. Now that paint job was done by the company that I bought it from, Airsoft World, which is an airsoft shop here in Scotland. It's fairly local to me, and I had to pay £5 to get that awful paint job done, but this makes it legal to buy. That said, it peels off really easily, not that I've been attempting to do that, because I don't think legally I can. It's not too bad, to be honest. I mean, something like this sort of paint job is far more appealing than something bright like this. So to be honest, I would rather have this, which by the way, Airsoft World does it in-house and they call it snake toning. They also offer a different colour which they call zombie blood, which for some reason that's fine, but zombie knives are banned. The UK truly is a strange place. Zombie crossbows are also fine for the moment, which is even more strange. Anyway, the final marking that we have here is the energy, 1.4 joules max, which that's around a foot-pound, I think. So let's just have another little look around the gun. It is a CO2 gas blowback, and like I said, it fires 6mm plastic airsoft BBs, although this thing is too hot for skirmishing, or so I was told in the shop. I think for a skirmish gun you want it to be under joule, so this is too hot, as they say. In the UK, airsoft guns have to be under 2.5 joules for a semi-automatic or a single shot to be legal to own. Otherwise it's literally a prohibited firearm. Well, no, that's actually wrong. If it's over that, it's classed as an air gun, and well, air gun laws apply, in which case I can't have it because I don't have an air gun licence because I'm in Scotland. What fun. But yeah, and I forgot what I was going to say. Isn't that absolutely fantastic? Anyway, let's just move on before I forget again. You can actually change the grips, so you just turn this piece here, pull that pin out, and you can just push this off, and it actually does come with two others. So you've got the options of small, medium and large, and they slide on just as easy as they come off, and then you just replace the pin. Now let's have a look at the magazine for a moment. Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be any aftermarket magazines that you could buy. You've got the one that it comes with and you've got to stick with it. I can't find them anywhere else on the market whatsoever. I've looked at Airsoft World, I've looked at eBay, can't find any more magazines, so you're stuck with the one that you got. The gun obviously comes with an Allen key to use the magazine. You use this Allen key to loosen off that cap in there to remove the bulb and replace a new one, tighten it up. You hear a hiss, tighten it a bit more until it stops hissing, and then it's ready to go. To load up the magazine with BBs, you just pull the spring back and pour the BBs in, and I think it holds around, I think it's about 16 BBs, but I don't remember. and then obviously it just operates like any other gun. This has got gas in it, and I know for a fact there's no BBs in it because I've stripped the thing twice now trying to make this video. So to load it, obviously you just cock it back. If there was a BB in it, the gun would just release, but as there's not, I've got to use the slide release, which by the way is ambidextrous. This gun is almost completely ambidextrous. Slide release and the safety catch are both ambidextrous, but unfortunately the magazine release is only on the right hand side, sorry, on the left hand side. So if you want to release the magazine from your left hand, well, that's going to be difficult. Then obviously just release the slide. There is gas in this, put the safety catch off, and I'll just show you what it's like firing. You can see it bounce around there, so that's nice. It does have quite a nice kick. And of course it locks open on the last shot. I'm going to hold the slide release now and just fire off a few shots. By the way, I have noticed that if you fire this quite rapidly, if you just keep tapping on the trigger, it wants to just let out all the gas. Don't know why that is. So although you can fire it as fast as you can pull the trigger, it's probably better to not do that. And I mean, I'm just sitting in the kitchen at room temperature, so I don't think that's the issue. Anyway, so it's a fun little replica pistol, whether it's for, you know, plinking in the house or part of a collection for your display cabinet. I think it's definitely worth it. Unfortunately, as I said, it's a bit much for skirmishing, which is a shame. By the way, the price of this, well, I paid £100 for a kit. I got the gun, which had those grips in it, but from Airsoft World I also got a kilo of BBs, that's 1,000 BBs, 5 CO2 capsules, goggles, and a leg holster, all for £99. And obviously I had to pay shipping plus the fee to get the thing painted. So I paid about £115 overall. Now according to Airsoft World, these guns usually cost about £100, but sorry, £160 for the, yeah, £165 for the whole set. Sorry, I'm getting muddled up. £165 for the whole set. So to get the whole lot for £99, I think is fantastic. These are basically the exact same as the 177 variant, although the 177 variant is classed as an air gun, so in some places you might not be allowed to have it, or you might need a license, as we do here in Scotland. That does not apply to England and Wales. But as it's 6mm, it's free to buy by anyone over 18. And I'm pretty sure I've just missed out a point there. I showed you how to change the grip. Right, removing the slide, that's fairly easy. Put the safety catch back on. Now the gun should be cocked to do this, or at least I find it's easier to do so. This piece here, now it does look like you're supposed to cock it back and release it using that little notch there. That's not the case. You just have the gun cocked, but you have the slide forward. Rotate this lever here, and the magazine should also be removed, otherwise you won't be able to remove the slide. And the slide just pulls off easily. Now, I'm quickly going to mention something about the magazine because I forgot to state this earlier. This little button here, the hammer on the gun hits off that, and that's what fires the gas. And I think it comes out of this little hole here. Usually it comes out of a nozzle on the front of the magazine. Doesn't seem to be the case with this gun. And here's the hammer, which is what fires the gun, right there. So if I put the safety catch off and pull the trigger, you can see the hammer going forward. And obviously when the gun blows back, that'll reset it. Now with it being a gas blowback, you're going to get less shots, but of course it's much more realistic. I personally love having the gas blowback on mine. I don't like non-blowbacks. They don't feel as genuine. And you can see there the trigger mechanism working. And pretty much everything in here is plastic except those parts, the hammer, etc. But they're not steel, they're some sort of Chinese mystery metal. Now the magnet is actually latching on to the slide release, which seems to be the only steel part in this thing. Pretty sure the slide release is also plastic. I don't think that's the slide release that's latching onto. Maybe it is. See, it's not latching on there, but it will there. So Anyway, have a look at the trigger actually. It looks like it's in two parts. I'm not really sure why they would do that. It's not a safety catch like they have on the Glock, so I don't know what that is. And you could put the slide back on if it's cocked or uncocked, doesn't matter what position the hammer's in. Now, the slide, it's also strippable, which is quite nice, like the real thing. You could easily take out the recoil rod if you want. And this is like the 5th time I've done this today. Oops. Of course that would happen, wouldn't it? Excuse me. That's the recoil rod out. And same deal with the barrel. There you are. And I think you could take out the rest of this right here if you want, but I think you need to unscrew it. You can see a little Phillips screw in there. I think on the real gun, that's where the firing pin would be. Obviously this gun doesn't have a firing pin as it's an Airsoft replica. And here's the barrel for anyone that's interested, which there's no steel in this at all. Again, it's some sort of Chinese mystery metal. No magnetism whatsoever. And we can see here we've got a smoothbore brass inner barrel. Now to reassemble this slide, you just do the exact same steps in reverse. And at the end of this, my fingers are going to be covered in oil. I think that looks right. There we are. Now they do have what they call the backs adjustment system right there. You can see the little slotted screw. I think that's essentially the exact same idea as hop up on other Airsoft guns. I think that's just Cybergun wanting to have something of their own. It's basically the same thing. I've never really adjusted it. I don't really see the point. And you just... Now I found that putting the lever back in place sometimes wants to be difficult, sometimes it'll work straight away. Sometimes, like right now, I've got to keep racking it back and pushing on the lever. I'm pretty sure there's some people face palming right now. There we are. That's a fully operational again. The sights are quite nice, but of course, again, this is an Airsoft replica, so it's not going to be particularly accurate. If you want to knock down Coke cans or that sort of thing, or just shoot a piece of paper, that's really what something like this is good for. And obviously, if your site and local laws allow it, skirmishing. But to be honest, I wouldn't really want shot with this either, because I mean 1.4 joules or 1 foot-pound doesn't seem a lot, and it really isn't. But that's enough to break your skin and make you bleed, and my god, is it more than enough to make you go blind. So don't point this at anyone unless you're skirmishing or something, and obviously never point at anyone unless they're wearing eye protection, because if you shoot them in the face, hits their eye, they're going to lose their eye, and this is plenty of power to knock out your tooth as well. I actually shot a piece of wood with this and I put a fair dent in it, so you really don't want to hit with it. You're going to know about it. I'll just fire off a few more shots before I end this video, just so you can get another look. This bulb is probably going to run low soon, because I fired a few shots already trying to make this video. So that pretty much concludes this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it. Final note, I've started a Facebook group where it's just an EDC group. If you want to come along and share your knives, your multi-tools, your EDC, that sort of thing, I'd love to see your knives, I'd love to see your collection, your Airsoft even, your crossbows, that sort of thing. The sort of things that we talk about and show here on the channel, that's what the group's about. Exact same name as here on YouTube, Scotsman762. Anyone and everyone is welcome to join, so if you want to join, on you go. Thanks for watching, I'll see you later.